Hello, my friend. You very rightly said, I have yet to meet a human being who is satisfied. This is a very correct observation. Very few human beings are satisfied. The dissatisfaction, the need, the desire are part of human existence. They keep us open towards the work we need to do to satisfy those needs and those desires. So being human is to be dissatisfied rather than to be satisfied. And many people, for many years, decades of their lives, make the mistake of thinking that the objective of life is fame and fortune, so that they picture a life of self-satisfied enjoyment, usually based in the physical world and also maybe in popularity. The thought being, if I had a lot of money and I had a lot of people admiring me, then all would be well. But they soon discover A, that that's not very easy to achieve, and B, that those who do achieve it actually make for a lot of new problems in their lives. Human life is simply not about pleasure and satisfaction, but it is about learning how to use the openness that we are and arrange the right circumstances around us and the right internal capacity for attunement to the world, open and closed according to what is needed, and the right attention and intentionality so as to make the most of what we are. Very fine instruments through which life is channeled and experience is refined and understood and meaning is made and relationships and connections are formed. That is all in our own hands to do. But it takes decades to perfect our skill and our art of living. To think that circumstances dictate to us is the first mistake many people make. We make our own circumstances to a very large extent, although things happen to us that we are not responsible for, but our response to those things will still determine what we arrange around us and how things will go forward for us. So it is worth learning what the important things are to get right. You need to get safety in your life, physical safety that you can build on and where you can create beauty in your life and security in your life. If you keep destroying that level, that basic level of safety, your whole life will be a chase for security and will become quite bitter and disappointed and blaming usually. But if you do get that right and you create a good home for yourself or a good ability to adapt to different circumstances and to be physically secure and healthy in that, then you can carry on with a lot of the other layers, such as forming deep, fair-minded, kind and generous relationships with a very few people that you love and care for, and a lot more people that you try to enable and be generous towards as well, without ever expecting anything in return. Because if you treat it as an instrumental thing where you expect tit for tat all the time, you will not get very far. Again, you will get into sort of hostile situations a lot and you will undermine yourself. So all the while, you're building up an inner understanding of how things work and of how you can use the instrument of your self, your being, to adapt and adjust and to transform circumstances to turn into something creative and nurturing. And this is how you begin to see the meaning of life, which is to be a work of art in this world and to add something of goodness to a world which is so often full of challenges and difficulties. And once you feel you are using your existence to enable others and enable the world to bring out its beauty and its wonders, its magic, then you begin to see that life is about that creativity, not about satisfaction, and that in that process comes a contentment and a richness, an inner sense of fulfillment that make everything worthwhile. So that is what I hope you will be able to establish for yourself, my friend. Instead of believing that everything is bad and wrong, start to see that we have the capacity to make a difference to what kind of life we live and what the world around us turns into. So take action, take responsibility, don't be afraid to be a good person, to be a kind person, because that is definitely the way towards that sense of fulfillment in living life right, rather than living a happy, an easy, or a pleasurable life. All the best with that philosophical living.